Imagine entire civilizations, bustling cities, towering structures, all swallowed whole by the unforgiving ocean. Not thousands of years ago, but in a blink of an eye, leaving behind only whispers and an unsettling silence. Why has history, and the very ground we stand on, seemingly conspired to bury these stories, plunging them into a watery abyss where daylight rarely touches and human memory struggles to survive? To understand this profound amnesia, we need to first grasp the sheer scale of what we're talking about. We aren't simply discussing ancient ruins peeking out from a receding tide. We are talking about structures that defy explanation, complex urban planning lost beneath crushing depths, hinting at technologies and societies that, by all accounts, shouldn't have existed. The very concept of a sophisticated city submerged intact challenges our comfortable timelines of human development and technological progress. For centuries, the tale of Atlantis, as recounted by Plato, served as the ultimate cautionary fable, a magnificent civilization consumed by the sea, an allegory for hubris. But what if Atlantis, or something very much like it, wasn't just a myth? What if the collective dismissal of such stories isn't due to their impossibility, but rather to a deep-seated human discomfort with the unsettling implications they carry? Our history books rarely dedicate more than a passing paragraph to these submerged wonders, often categorizing them as archaeological curiosities or geological anomalies. But when you look closer, through the murky waters of disbelief and scientific skepticism, a far more chilling narrative begins to emerge, one that suggests our planet's past is far more volatile and our own origins far more mysterious than we dare to imagine. It's a truth so profound, so disruptive to our accepted reality, that humanity seems to have collectively decided it's just safer not to talk about it. Our journey begins, as many deep-sea mysteries do, with the unmistakable hand of human ingenuity, now lying silent and forgotten. Consider first the unsettling enigma of the Yonaguni Monument off the coast of Japan. Discovered in 1986 by a local diver, this colossal underwater structure, spanning the length of 2 football fields, features perfectly cut terraces, sharp right angles, carved steps, and even what appear to be massive human-like faces. Geologists are divided. Some argue for natural formation, a staggering coincidence of geological erosion. Others, including the renowned marine geologist Masaki Kimura, insist it's a man-made structure, a lost city or temple complex that sank thousands of years ago. The precision of its cuts simply screams intelligent design, yet, if true, it predates the accepted timeline for such advanced monumental architecture by millennia. Still, Yonaguni remains relegated to the fringes of mainstream archaeology, an uncomfortable question mark hovering over our understanding of ancient civilizations. Then there's the ancient city of Dwarka, off the coast of Gujarat, India. Mentioned in the Hindu epic Mahabharata as the sacred city of Lord Krishna, it was believed to have been swallowed by the sea after Krishna's departure. For centuries, this was dismissed as a myth, until in 2000, marine archaeologists discovered a thriving city beneath the Arabian Sea, complete with geometrical structures, pillars, and a grid plan consistent with ancient urban design, estimated to be over 9,000 years old. The discovery was monumental, yet it barely made a ripple in global consciousness. These aren't isolated incidents. They are consistent, recurring patterns of advanced structures found in locations and depths that challenge everything we thought we knew about the distribution and timelines of ancient human societies. Why the silence? Why the reluctance to fully integrate these findings into our historical narrative? Perhaps it's because these discoveries pry open a Pandora's box of terrifying possibilities, forcing us to confront a reality where entire civilizations could vanish without a trace, leaving us utterly vulnerable to the whims of a capricious planet. It's a collective cognitive dissonance, a societal defense mechanism against a truth too unsettling to embrace. But things escalate, and the mystery deepens when we venture into even more perplexing territories. The Bimini Road, nestled in the shallow waters off Bimini in the Bahamas, is perhaps one of the most controversial. A half-mile-long stretch of perfectly aligned limestone blocks resembling a paved road or wall. Some researchers, like the late Dr. J. Manson Valentine, firmly believed it was man-made, a path leading to a lost city, potentially even a remnant of Atlantis itself. For years, scientists dismissed it as a natural beach rock formation, yet the geometric regularity, the enormous size of the individual stones, often weighing several tons, and their precise placement, make this natural explanation incredibly difficult to swallow. How could nature sculpt such deliberate architectural forms? The sheer scale and uniformity are startling, yet the scientific establishment remains largely unwilling to label it as anything but a geological quirk. And then there are the more recent, utterly baffling discoveries that bring this entire premise crashing into the modern era. In 2018, Dr. Robert Schoch, a geologist from Boston University, presented compelling evidence of potential ancient structures, now deeply submerged, along what he termed the Carolina Rise, a shelf off the coast of the Carolinas. Using advanced sonar and side-scan radar, researchers identified anomalous features, rectangular shapes, repeating patterns, and what appear to be pathways lying thousands of feet underwater. These aren't just a few rocks, they represent massive interconnected formations. What makes this so monumentally disturbing is that at such depths, these structures would have been submerged not by gradual sea level rise, but by a catastrophic, almost instantaneous event thousands of years ago. An event so profound it would have dwarfed any historical flood we can comprehend, potentially wiping out entire populations and leaving no survivors to tell the tale. This isn't just about ancient cultures, it's about the very stability of our planet and the forces that might have shifted its crust, swallowing landmasses whole without a trace in conventional history. The implications are staggering. If these are indeed man-made sophisticated coastal cities that were suddenly dragged to the ocean floor, it means our understanding of human civilization's timeline, its geographical distribution, and the very nature of planetary cataclysms needs to be rewritten from the ground up. The sheer terror of such an event, an entire landscape, entire nations plummeting into the abyss without warning, is perhaps why we collectively shy away from these uncomfortable truths. It's easier to label them as myths or peculiar geological formations than to confront the possibility that such cataclysms have happened before and, crucially, could happen again. So why does nobody talk about these cities underwater? Is it a conspiracy, a deliberate cover-up by a shadowy elite? More likely, it's something far more insidious, woven into the very fabric of human psychology and scientific dogma. It's the discomfort of the unknown, the fear of having our deepest historical assumptions shattered, and the sheer terror of forces so immense that they could eradicate entire civilizations with a single devastating blow. Mainstream archaeology and geology are, by nature, cautious and conservative, hesitant to embrace radical departures from established theories without overwhelming, undeniable evidence. And collecting that evidence from crushing depths in murky waters is a monumental task, often underfunded and fraught with peril. But beyond the scientific conservatism, there's a primal fear at play. These submerged cities, whether Yonaguni, Dwarka, the Bimini Road, or the mysterious Carolina Rise, are ghost towns from a forgotten past, each one a silent testament to a world that was, a world that vanished. They whisper of a planet far more dynamic and destructive than we choose to believe, and of human civilizations that rose and fell in ways we can barely comprehend. Perhaps we don't talk about them because they force us to confront our own fragility, to acknowledge that our own cities, our own histories, could one day be swallowed by the ever-consuming ocean, leaving behind only the faintest echoes for a future generation to uncover or to dismiss. We may never fully uncover the truth of these sunken metropolises, but their very existence continues to haunt the deepest parts of our shared human story, a chilling reminder of what lies hidden just beneath the waves. If you found yourself intrigued, perhaps even a little unsettled by what lies beneath, then you might be interested in another enigmatic discovery, the unexplained structures found at high altitudes, far from any natural water source, suggesting a world where land and sea have dramatically traded places.